So a while ago, I made a video about Dragon Ball Daima. I made a video about my predictions, what I thought about the first episode. I think I made it like 3 months ago. It's crazy. But yeah, I've been watching Dragon Ball Daima since then. We on episode 19. I just finished that joint. That joint is crazy. I'm gonna talk about that later. But I just want to talk about why Dragon Ball Daima is important. I don't think you guys see the importance like I do. Or maybe you do. Cause like I'm just gonna review my opinions and then we could talk about it. First thing I want to talk about, episode 19 was clean. Like it's like bringing back Dragon Ball Z vibes. And I'll mess with it because Dragon Ball Z was my favorite iteration of Dragon Ball to this day. And the fact that they bringing that back into like bringing back elements of that into Daima just brings back a ton of fans, gets people more interested in Dragon Ball, and gets people more interested in what's gonna happen for the future of Dragon Ball. But so far about Daima, the first half of it was just more of like a kid thing, like Goku exploring the world, exploring the realm. And I was like, I was here for it. It was giving me GT vibes. I watched a little bit of GT, still gotta finish that. But I was here for it. It was like, it was decent. Like, it was the last thing Akira Toriyama worked done before he passed away. Shout out to Akira Toriyama. Respects, condolences to him. But this was the last piece of work that he focused on before he passed, and I was like, I gotta respect his memory. I gotta respect that, and I was gonna watch this, and I've been watching it. It was I can't even lie, like I can't even lie, no glaze. It was decent compared to other iterations I've seen, like Dragon Ball Z Kai. But now, like in the second half of it, it's been picking up, and I feel like it's coming to a point where I'm expecting more and more of each episode, and I think that's a good thing because it's capturing the fans and it's capturing them, helping them remind them of what Dragon Ball used to be and how they still have that bag, they still have those utilities that they can bring out and get people back online with Dragon Ball. Because I know after Dragon Ball Super, people were kind of iffy, people were kind of unsure what the future Dragon Ball is going to be like. Because I ain't gonna lie, Super is kind of like probably one of the worst iterations of Dragon Ball, just because it was just so goofy. Animation was just not there, and like Dragon Ball is usually like a serious type of anime for the most part. I mean, Akira Toriyama has his gags in there, we love those, but just Super just took away that vibe after transitioning from Z over to Super. It just took away that vibe, and I don't think people were really messing with that. Daima, it's got one more episode coming up, I think, dropping this Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure. That's gonna be episode 20. I don't know how they're gonna end it, like honestly, because like Goku. All right, let's just talk about episode 19, bro. So episode 19 went crazy. So they fighting Goma still. They got their adult forms back. They brought in Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That was crazy. I didn't expect him to have that. Like I thought that was just gonna be a kid thing exclusively, but they brought that thing back. So I was like, okay, let's cook. But yeah, the transformations were raw, bro. Like it was just raw. Like that's probably why it got voted so high at IMDb for the episode. Transformations were clean. We had a bunch of tiebacks from Z, where Goku was showing all his transformations to Boo in the Z saga. He brought that back with Goma. He went from Super Saiyan 1 to Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and then brought in something else. We don't know exactly if it's Super Saiyan 4 because he doesn't say it's Super Saiyan 4. He just says it's a bonus. So it could be something else. It kind of looks like the Super Saiyan G form from Super, with the red hair, the red eyes. And I mean, a lot of people don't like the design. I mean, I'm here for it. I mean, originals goated too, but this design's also cool. So I'm down for both of them. But man, though, I saw the transformations, I had to go back. Cause I was like, yo, when did Dragon Ball get animation like this? When did they have this in their bag? So I was like, I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. But I'm excited to see how this episode turns out. A lot of people think the last episode, Goku and Vegeta are gonna have like some type of fusion to beat Goma or to hit him back in the hit him 3 times in the head. I don't know how they can like bring that in one episode and still tie the episode up. I feel like that might be pushing it. I'm hoping the episode's peak, like maybe the best episode of the series so far of Dragon Ball Daima. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how they're gonna end it because they only got one episode left and they gotta defeat that enemy and close things up. But For sure, I just want to talk about that transformation again, bro. Like, the animation was on point, like the voice acting was on point, the screams. This lady that's voicing Goku, she's literally in her 80s, pushing 90, bro. That's impressive, because she's taking it to the next level. When Goku's screaming through his shirt off, bro, I was getting out there screaming too, bro. I thought I was in the battle with him, bro. And that type of feel, that type of energy, that's really Dragon Ball Z speaking. Like, I saw Super Saiyan 3 Goku for the first time punch Goma in the stomach, and like, you know how when you punch someone in the stomach and the back just protrudes out? That's just classic Z, bro. They going back to the roots. They going back to the P. And I just see a bunch of callbacks in Daima calling back to Z, bro. And I feel like that's the best approach, because a lot of their fans came from Dragon Ball Z. I'm not saying the other iterations, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball, or just regular Dragon Ball, weren't good. But I'm saying a lot of the fans, a lot of the popularity of Dragon Ball came from those early stages of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. So I feel like them taking that into account, taking account to what the fans want, and implement into Daima, getting a little mix of versions in Daima. They got elements of GT, got elements of Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball, got elements of Z Kai, got elements of Z. They literally took the whole franchise and put it into Daima, which is interesting because I don't think they've ever done that before. I mean, I don't know about Super, like maybe relevancy is what they brought from Super, but I don't know. I mean, Goma literally looks like Jiren in that suit he got, so maybe that's what they took from it. I don't know. But I'm saying, like, the world building, like, we got a new story, a new arc that we've never heard about before in the Dragon Ball series. It's been mentioned once or twice, and probably mentioned even more in the manga. But the realm they're in, we've never experienced this before. We never got as much lore as we got in Daima, and that's why I think Daima is filling in. Like, we always knew about the Mechians, we always knew that they weren't from planet Namek originally, and now we're getting clarification. Now we're getting a story around that, and I feel like that's important to the world building of the Dragon Ball series, because a lot of people talk about how Dragon Ball is not deep enough, how Dragon Ball is just fighting and that's it, and that's kind of what takes away some fans. But the fact that we're introducing world building, the fact that we're introducing more lore to the characters, to introducing more characters that may appear later in the series, that's very important, because we're also building a story, and the new arcs can build off what we learned. So, for example, I know the Mora arc is still in development, I think, or will be translated into an anime version. So what we learn from Daima is just a phase. Daima is just a test. I think the designers, the directors, they're using Daima as a way to see, okay, what can we do, what can we use, what can we add, how will the fans receive it, how will they perceive it, and how can we take those elements that we did well with and apply it to the next iteration of Dragon Ball. For example, the animation was peak. Like, that's literally the best form of animation we've seen in Dragon Ball, when Goku was powering up, when he was transforming. That animation, I was not familiar with their game. I didn't think they had that in their bag. I thought that was exclusive to One Piece, bro. We see it here. We see that they have that element. They have that skill set. They have those animators in their bag, and they can take Dragon Ball to the next level. And after seeing those transformations, after seeing that level of animation between the fights, the transformations, the power-ups, the colors, the themes, we've seen all that. The fans can now expect that to be pushed, that can be implemented in the next iteration of Dragon Ball, which I want to get to my next point. The Mora arc. Everybody's been waiting for it. Everybody's been waiting for a return to Super. And we don't know if we're going to get the Mora arc in an anime version or not. But the fact that they showed Daima, the fact that they show that they can take this anime and take it to the next level of animation, gives us hope for what the Mora arc's going to be, because the Mora arc story is better than what Daima is. Personally, I enjoyed Daima. I don't know about you guys, but I actually enjoyed Daima. It was great. I wouldn't say it's the best iteration of it for Dragon Ball. I would say it's like decent to good. But the Mora arc is portrayed to be better than Daima in terms of story, in terms of plot, in terms of characters coming back to old themes like Namek, like Vegeta getting his redemption arc, all that. Literally, that plot is is set up to be a great story. And if we're gonna have this type of animation, I really think Dragon Ball is gonna be coming back in a surgence. Dragon Ball's already up. Dragon Ball's already been up. It's one of the go-to animes. But if we see this level of animation in Daima, we can expect it to be in a longer iteration of Dragon Ball, potentially even a more arc. I don't know how long it'll be, but it'll definitely be longer than Daima because it's gonna be one of the mains. I'm not sure if they're gonna put it under Super or if they want to go with something different to differentiate from what Super was. But all we can expect is that the animations, transformations, is gonna be peak Dragon Ball, bro. And Daima gives us hope because of that. It shows us what the animators in that studio, Toei Animation, can do, and how far they come from the original Dragon Ball, how far they come from Super, what they learned from the fans, the mistakes they made in Super, and how they're gonna fix those and apply it to the next iteration of Dragon Ball. So Daima is really more of a stepping stone. It's more of a test phase, and I feel like it's been a success. The fans are loving it. I think the episodes have crashed Crunchyroll like twice already. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's been 2 weeks in a row, bro. But I don't know if the second or episode 20 is gonna do the same. But all I know is that Daima has been a great success. Many people might not see it because many people not watch it because they saw Kid Goku and was like, I'm not really feeling that. I mean, it's more of a Dragon Ball thing, more of a Dragon Ball GZ. I'm not really feeling that. But watch this show, bro, because you'll learn a lot about the Dragon Ball franchise or the Dragon Ball series that you didn't learn before. There's a ton of world building, ton of lore, funny gags here and there. But these last couple episodes, they've really been stepping it up, and it's really giving us hope for what they can provide in the next, for the future of Dragon Ball. So hopefully we get to see the more arc animated. We get to see, we get to hear some news about it because I don't think we've heard anything about it yet. But I'm waiting for it. I'm ready for it. Dragon Ball Daima, ready for that 20th episode, see if it's peak or not. I ain't expecting the fusion, bro, but if they pull out that fusion, I'll get out of my chair and I'll crash out, bro, because that's going to be heat. I got to watch it early because if they pull out the fusion, all the anime sites going to be down. We're going to see what's going to happen, but that's why I think Daima is important, and we're going to see what's going to be next for the future of Dragon Ball. So let me know what you guys think about Daima. Let me know what you guys think about the future of Dragon Ball, whether more arcs going to be on the same level or something different, or are they going to go with the more arc, or are they going to bring in something new, similar to what they did with Daima, just more world building. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.